God is saying, take care of your priority relationships in this season. There's some people that you need to get right, that you need to get right with. Like, sometimes God wants you to not go back to nobody necessarily, but there's some people that need to get right with other people who's done them right. Even us as chosen ones, there's times where we have to evaluate situations and say to ourselves, like, look, is this person really doing us fairly? And it doesn't take us long to really get to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But when we think back and we reflect, trust me, we know. God reveals to us the people really down for us. You know, you got people out here who they've convinced us over time, yeah, and we fell for it. But then once we begin to see the true intentions, oh yeah, we ain't going back to certain people who we knew that the intentions wasn't a priority relationship type of motive. For now, when we see that the intentions behind certain individuals, very few, it's very, very rare when we decide to say, you know what, we're going to look out and support somebody. God reveals to us who to bless, who to reciprocate, who to show love and respect to. We decide, we make that decision. But if you take advantage of us a certain way, you cross a certain line, a certain boundary, you can't expect chosen ones to just let you back into our life like that. Especially when we have to protect what it is that God is doing for us. We may not have everything that people may think because we're not exposing everything we got to people. But at the end of the day, it's still our job to take care of the people who take care of us. And God shows us who. And that doesn't always happen right away. And sometimes it does, because the discernment will be that strong. But you got to realize something. There's some people who are priority over other people who are just leeches, who trying to take advantage and trying to come back into your life, trying to come in and use different people to get the, you know, the tea and honey on you, the milk and honey or whatever it is. They trying to get the details on you because their intentions is to see you fall. They want to try to steal from you, or they want to try to take your ideas, whatever it is they got going on in their little brains. You got to realize something. You got these people out here who struggle with internal demons that they can't see due to the sin that's been plaguing their lives, and they haven't learned how to repent, or in the process of living a life of repentance. So you got to realize your priority is the people who meet you halfway. As a chosen one, the priority, you'll know, because there's in particular the individual, they will show up, they will be there for you, they will communicate with you. They will come with the same energy. They don't want nothing from you. You don't want nothing from them. They got their own thing. They're so busy focused on doing their own thing, and they in their own lane, to the point that they don't have to go against you. They don't have to betray you. They don't have to try to hit on your spouse or nothing like that. They don't got to do that, because these are real individuals. These are individuals who are confident in what themselves and what they choose to do for themselves and what they have. They don't have no time, because they're other chosen ones. Usually it's other chosen ones. That's the only way. They not chosen. You probably 9 times out of 10, you're not really going to be reciprocating much energy with them. Like, not saying you're not reciprocating, but you're not going to be, you know, making them a priority. You're not going to be making them a priority. And this is the thing. You got to realize that most people struggle to accept when you put them last, or when you cut them off, because they start to feel like you think other people are better than them, or they start to feel like you think you're better than them. And it's just a spirit of competition, a spirit of, you know, jealousy that may be lingering in their spirit. And now you wondering, you like, is this person really down for this person? No, the truth is, this person is struggling with themselves in their relationship with God. Some people don't accept God and take action to the fact that God is in their life. They don't know how to be consistent in that area. Nobody never taught them, or maybe they chose to put more energy into a low vibrational person that they may look up to. That could be anybody. That could be a famous actor, a famous rapper, singer, whatever. And these people may not be who you think they are. Some of these people that have a lot of finances, they're not who people really think they are behind closed doors. They just have money and they have opportunity, yeah, but they don't have peace. They don't have love. They don't know about priority relationships. They don't know about reciprocation on that level like that. Some people are very crafty to get to where they want to be, and they will do anything to get there. And some people do make it by being crafty because they feel like money is going to save everything in their life. So they'll do anything. They'll make a song, they'll rap, they'll steal a song, they'll do it, anything. They'll sell their body, they'll do anything to get to that opportunity. They'll sell their soul and forget about God. And they're wondering why their mind is not being able to comprehend what they maybe had in the beginning when they first was trying to, somebody was trying to get them to see who God is and understand their values. They didn't know how to be patient in that area because some people's heart is just not genuine. They was not just made to be genuine people. And you have to accept this, chosen. There's going to be times where people is going to make it look like they have the best intentions because they have finances is going to help the influence that they may have on a certain group of people or whoever it is that is in tune to them and that's tuned into them. Here I'm telling you, chosen ones. This is why it's important to prioritize who it is that you choose to give your attention to, who it is that you choose to trust, who it is that you choose to reciprocate, who it is that you choose to give your time to, because that's important. God may be looking at you and God may be saying like, look, you may be giving too much time to a certain individual that you may think is important to be around or something like that. Or you may feel like this person is important because you may like something about them. You may find them attractive. You may find them, like a successful person because they have the finances. It doesn't have to even be a famous person. It could just be a person who's like a manager or like a teacher who just has, high credibility in whatever environment you may be in. But just because a person has a status and they may be in a high place, that doesn't mean they're not filled with wickedness. That doesn't mean that they won't lead you astray. That doesn't mean that they are meant to lead the sheep towards a land of milk and honey that Christ is promising us, that the Lord is promising us. Everybody is not for everybody. Some people are just lovers of themselves. And if you continue to follow them, they will lead you astray because they're not leading you to love and respect you and everybody that comes into your life. They're not there for that. Or they're not there to help everybody realistically. They're just there to use people to help themselves. And if you keep following them, eventually you start to realize that these people pick up their ways. Or they be led to nowhere. They be led to the grave. They be led to regret. They'll be led to stress. Hear what I'm telling you, chosen one. That's why it's important to take your time and evaluate. Look back. Write down. Sometimes you got to write down names. Who was really there for me? Who really had my back? Who really said something and did what they said they was going to do? Pay attention to them people that make promises and they don't show up. I don't care how much money is involved. They're going to try to control you with money. Next thing you know, you're being led to your grave. You're being led towards no opportunity. You're being led towards not even getting to where you really want to be in your life because you put your trust into this one person that have a big status. You had this one person that had a lot of money. So you thought that because they had a lot of money and you was following them, you thought that they were going to lead you towards where Christ or God is trying to lead you and having everlasting life or having some type of peace. But I'm going to tell you right now, they're not. The Bible tells you, if you put mother, father, brother, sister before me, you're not worthy of me. If you idol worship, you're not worthy of me. You're not worthy of the love, of the peace, of the everlasting life. Hear what I'm trying to tell you. The salvation over our lives, the mercy, the grace over our lives is because of the glory and the prioritizing of how we use our time and who we choose to show love to. That's why it's important to connect with people in the faith, people who is on the same timing as you, God's people, chosen ones, etc. You have to understand everybody is not chosen. Everybody doesn't answer the call. So when you take your time to really understand, God will show you. When you take your time to really reevaluate and reflect and think about all the people in your life who really held you down, who really met you halfway. And I'm not saying nobody has to be perfect, because ain't nobody perfect. You got people out here who thinks that because a person seems to be perfect, always show up, always there, that they have the best intentions. No, a person can show up on time every single day. The devil knows about time too. Some people will get caught up on the smallest things. It'll be a misunderstanding, something very small, and they're quick to put a devil in front of you over something that's very petty. Devil will confuse people and have them turn on you. Whole time you've been down for them. Whole time you're just a human being going through life, and things is going a certain way that God got it going that we don't have control over. People forget about that. I don't care what anybody says. We all wake up every day, and God is the ones that makes the day go the way it does. The outcome of the days, the outcome of the weeks, the outcome of the years, that's all God. This is why it's so important to prioritize who it is that you're going to choose to put your faith in, you're going to reciprocate in, and you put your trust in. Because God will show you who's important. God will show you. There's some people here that they wish that they would have did right with you because they didn't really understand who you was. But at the same time, they really didn't care too. Because if some people really cared, they would have called you. They would have reached out to you. They would have apologized to you. They would have prioritized your relationship. That's what prioritizing is. Reaching out, showing love, reciprocating, being honest. Showing some respect and some empathy and consideration. Because this is going to expose the characters of who's important, who's worth prioritizing in your life, chosen ones. Let me tell you, the devil don't care. If you keep letting somebody come into your life and they keep showing you that they're not worth their time because they didn't meet you halfway, or they made false promises and they didn't stand up to their word, hear them telling you, you have to cut them off because they're going to continue to play that game. You got a lot of people filled with wicked spirits. They're hiding what they're going through behind closed doors. They're pretending to be down for you, pretending like they got your back, but the whole time they're using you and abusing you, and they don't like to hear you speak truth. They don't like to hear you, get the support that you get. They don't like to see you get the love and, get the guidance that you get from other people. They hate and they get jealous. So you got to be careful, chosen ones. Like I said, prioritize your environment and the people you choose. Hopefully you resonate with the right one. Prioritize the people you choose to trust and love and everything. I gotta go, y'all. One love.